Hello, how are you? I'm Mari and I make travel videos. I'm from California, but I currently live in New Zealand. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to live every day like you're traveling. I will give you 6. Wait, I just remembered one more, so stay tuned to the end for the 7th thing. It might just be the most important thing. Easy things that you can incorporate into your daily life that will make you kind of feel like you're in a new place. You know when you're traveling and you're just so excited and everything feels like a new adventure and you're seeing everything for the first time. It's just opening your eyes, you're just having the best experiences, you're meeting new people. Travel's amazing in that way. Then you come home and the reality sets in. Regular everyday life doesn't feel as exciting as traveling. Or maybe you're someone who doesn't have the means to travel right now to go on a long trip. These are just some easy things that you can do that will help ease that travel wanderlust that so many of us seem to have. Number 1, be a tourist for a day. What does that mean? Well, how many of the things in your own city, like the big tourist attractions, have you seen? Actually taken the time to appreciate and do all the things that anyone who is visiting your city do. Some of the funnest days I've had are days where I have done this. When I lived in LA, there was one day where I did the hop on, hop off, double-decker tourist bus all around Los Angeles. I had already lived there for a few years and seen a lot of the places, but just pretending, kind of getting in that tourist mode and pretending to be a tourist and then being surrounded by other people who are traveling and seeing it all new from their eyes made it such a cool experience, and it was just so memorable, and I learned actually a lot of things I didn't know about. So I'm sure there are some things in your city that you've never done but other people might recommend. So make a list of them and just on your days off, just start checking some things off. If you feel like you've done everything in your town, I challenge you because I feel like there's probably some things you haven't done. If you're from somewhere that's really small, I don't know, go to the next town over. Just get in that traveler mindset, grab your camera and just get out there. Number 2, walk. Yeah, it's so simple. Just walk places. I know for myself and a lot of other people, when you're traveling, walking is a preferred method of transportation. It's a great way to experience what the city feels like, see the architecture, see all the sights. It's just a really great way to get around. But for a lot of people out there, once you get home, you just get back into your cars and get into your routines and stop walking everywhere. What's up with that? I think walking is very underrated. I've always been a walker. I love walking everywhere, whenever I can, whenever possible. Just make sure you have a good pair of walking shoes. Go out in your city, walk places. If you have errands to do that are, like a mile away or something, walk there and you'll see a lot of stuff along the way I think that you might have missed. Or on your next day off, take some time to just walk around your city or in your town, check out new shops and stores and restaurants, things that you probably wouldn't ever go into on a normal day, but places that you would go to if you're traveling. You'll gain new perspectives on your city, the endorphins will feel so good from the exercise, and the fresh air is just really nice. Walking, it can make all the difference. Number 3, go solo. Again, this is something I feel like people will do when they're traveling, but they don't do when they're back home. For me, I love solo travel. I think it's the best. If you haven't tried solo travel yet, you should. I have some videos about that. Now it's becoming more and more common for people to go traveling alone. However, I think it still sometimes feels kind of taboo for people to do stuff alone when they're just home in just regular life. Have you ever gone to eat at a restaurant alone? Gone to a movie alone? Gone to a museum alone? I haven't done those things alone for a big portion of my life, and then once I started doing them alone, I was like, whoa, this is great. It feels like solo traveling, but you don't even have to leave. Or try going to a concert alone. When I lived in New York, I went to a few concerts alone. The first time I ever went to a concert alone, I ended up making some friends there, and then we ended up going to other concerts later together, and we're still friends now, and I think it's so amazing. I think if I had gone with other people, I might not have made the friends, plus none of the friends that I had wanted to see the band I wanted to see, so try going alone. It feels kind of weird, you might feel kind of awkward, but in the end, who cares? Maybe people will judge you for being alone, but honestly, if people are judging you for being alone, that says so much about them. I mean, I'm not judging them, but if they're judging you, I've got your back. Who cares what those people think? If you're someone that has been thinking about going on a solo trip, but you're not really sure, doing those solo activities around your hometown will make you feel much more confident and secure whenever you do take the plunge and go on that solo travel trip. Number 4, leave your phone at home or bring it with you and turn it on airplane mode. When I'm traveling and I'm in a foreign city and I didn't get a SIM card for that city and I can only have my phone on airplane mode and I can only use it when I have Wi-Fi, wow, it feels actually so refreshing. When was the last time you went somewhere without thinking about your phone? For a day or maybe just a few hours, I don't know, you might have responsibilities that you need your phone for, but try it for a little bit, go out, put your phone on airplane mode, just enjoy life, look around you, walk around looking like up, not down. Crazy idea, I know. I think you'll find it feels really liberating. Well, maybe after the initial kind of panic feeling, you'll just feel refreshed. Just that turning off from social media and all that noise out there is really, really worthwhile. I also recommend going on a hike, going outside in nature, just enjoying fresh air and beautiful surroundings wherever you are. Number 5, eat mindfully. What I mean by this, well, when you're traveling, again, since maybe you don't have self-service or you're just excited to be in a new place and you're trying all these new local foods, you eat kind of with more intention, you eat with more purpose. You might be sitting down to more meals at tables. You're really making an effort to try this local food and you're tasting it for the first time. You're taking pictures of your food, all that kind of stuff. When you're traveling, it seems really normal. But once you get back to your day-to-day life, you're eating a quick lunch on the go, eating at your desk at work, or I feel like there's a lot of times we eat in our normal life that you're just kind of not paying attention to the food you're eating, or at nighttime you're watching TV or things like that. You're not really eating mindfully, you're not eating with intention. To feel like you're traveling, make it a point to maybe go out and try some local foods that you've never tried. Make it a point to try and go find those hole-in-the-wall best spots of whatever local food you have around you. You can become an expert of food in your area. That's cool. Or if you don't want to go out to eat, I think there's something great about having a picnic outside. When I travel, since I travel on a budget, some of the best meals I have are just getting a baguette and some cheese and going out to a park and sitting in the park with sunshine and eating it and enjoying everything that's going on. Try it in your own home. That's something that I try to do regularly when I'm home. Eat mindfully and try new things, and then whenever you have friends come to visit, you can show them all the best spots. And number 6, take a short road trip. So look at places maybe 2 to 3 hours away, and then on your next day off, just head out. You don't have to spend the night anywhere if you don't want to. Maybe you only have one day off. Leave early in the morning, come back at night, and you can have a whole really fun day in somewhere completely different. When I lived in New York, a friend and I did this. We took a little day trip to Philadelphia. Neither of us had ever been there before, and it felt so cool that it was only just a few hours away driving, and you're in this whole different place. We had the best day trying all this local food, going up the rocky steps, doing all this kind of fun stuff. We sung along to music in the car on the way there and the way back, and it was just really fun. It was just way better than an average day off. This obviously depends where you live and what is around you, but I think just making it a habit in your daily life to take these kind of trips outside of the small area that you live is really meaningful. One thing I love about traveling is just that it opens your eyes to so much, and you learn so much about people and different cultures and different landscapes, and just driving 2 to 3 hours away, you can have a whole new perspective on life. Number 7, hang out with other people who love travel. Wherever you live, your friends and family might not love travel as much as you do. They might not understand the need or the want to travel like you do. So find people who also love travel just like you. Look out for travel meetups or look for online communities of people who love travel, and try to meet them in person and hang out and talk about all things travel. It makes a huge difference in your daily life if you're surrounded by people who can understand you. So those are my 6 top tips for making every day feel like you're traveling. Some of these will be easier or harder depending on where you live, but you can interpret them however you want. It's mostly just about trying to see things with fresh new eyes, doing things a little bit differently than you normally would in your normal routine, and just appreciating what's around you. So I hope you try out some of these things. Leave in the comments below if you have any good suggestions, and also leave in the comments below if you've done any of these things, and yeah, tell me what you think. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Happy travels, happy exploring, and happy adventuring. Na 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 na.